Welcome back. This is another episode of Vaping with Johnny Clouds, and today we are going to talk about the return of the king, the new Smok TFV16. Boom, there she is. So let's take a look inside the box. Got a nice little direction manual, QC card, one single mesh coil. It's a 0.12 and actually it's 0.17 mesh coil. This one's good up to 120 watts. Yeah, just 120 watts. No big deal for a single mesh coil. So, and then there is a double mesh coil, which I'm going to get out right here. And you can take a look at this guy right here. This is a double mesh coil, which is a 0.12, good from 60 to 160. That's a pretty wide range for a double mesh coil. Best at 120. So let's take a look at the coils real quick. Oh, some other things real quick. Straight glass, parts kit as usual, O-rings, gaskets, the whole nine, and this is a glass protector here. The funky looking glass protector. It looks like a glass protector. Anyway, let's take a look at the coils real quick, and this is the single mesh coil. Let's get a close-up right here. Yeah, like that. And let's look inside. There's a good shot right there. Freeze frame. Yep. Look at that. A lot of wicking material, and you'll notice the bottom has a huge airflow on it. I'm going to take a look at the double mesh coil now, and this is a monster. So let's see here. That is the double mesh coil. Focus. And yeah, good enough for me. Not really. There we go. If you notice, the wicking window here is cut out right there, so to help saturate the inner core, there's two of those, one on each side like so, and then a standard wicking window on the other side here. Looking inside of this, you'll be able to see the double mesh in there. Let's take a look. Focus with me one time. Here. There we go. So these are monster coils, I mean, to say the least. Comparatively speaking to a 60 ml bottle of juice here. I mean, look at how the size of this coil. It's like the size of a 60 ml. Width-wise, looking at that, this thing is supposed to go up to 160 watts, so we're going to give it a try. Looking at the tanks, it comes in a whole bunch of colors. Comes in blue, which is obviously my favorite, and that's a good look at it right there. Rainbow, oil slick, 7-color, whatever you want to call it, right there. The base on the TFV16 is 27 millimeters. I believe it's like right around 59 millimeters tall. It is a monster. With the bubble glass and the single mesh coil, it will hold 9 mLs of juice. Yeah, so that's pretty big. It holds a ton of flipping juice here. Here's the stainless. What's cool about the TFV16 is every one of these has one of one, I guess, resin drip tips, so no two are the same. Same colors perhaps, but no two are exactly the same. So I think that's pretty cool. On Smok's part, what's not cool is the fact that it is a proprietary drip tip here, which is the, let me get one here that will come off easily, like this guy right here. And this is the black version. So it has these O-rings around where the drip tip is here, and you'll see. And so you just slide the drip tip over the top like so, and there you go. To fill this guy, there's a little lock right there, and you push this, and it just slides open. And what's nice about this versus all the other old Smok tanks minus the baby V2 is that that white gasket that was there, that was always a pain in the ass, that would come out or tear or strip or whatever, you put it in upside down, is no longer there. So they actually stepped up their game, just like the baby V2, and put it on the top side so it's less likely to fail, and or put it in upside down or whatever when you're cleaning it, so which is a pretty nice feature. So this is a nice swivel right here for the lock, and just slide it in and it locks into place like that. Let's look at the blue one because it looks a little better, like this guy here. So it just slides in, and then the fill port here is a large kidney style fill port here that's plenty big even for an eyedropper. Here's a real good look at the single mesh coil. So I'm going to show you how to take this guy apart real quick and put it back together. Grab this guy here. Instead of taking it apart, you just go like this and spin the top off like so. Here's the top. Here's the giant bubble glass. I mean, like, this is huge bubble glass. If you need I like to call them the weekender tanks. Like, these tanks like hold a ton of juice. And here's another look at that slotted wicking window here. You can see how it's cut out right there, and it'll hold a ton of juice. Actually, it'll just suck up a bunch of juice. This thing is a monster. Let's just take a quick vape on it here, and because I need some nicotine. So I'm just here's that 120 on the dual mesh. I have it at 120 here. Yeah, 120 watts on a mesh coil. Yeah, I mean, we've done it before, probably with the FREEMAX, Mesh Pro, the triple, the quad, or the quintuple even. But this thing handles it well. So I'm just going to take another rip at like 140 here. There, 140. And the airflow on this thing is insane. So speaking of the airflow, let's take a look at it real quick. There, you see the giant airflow here, and it does have stoppers on both sides. So you just, what happens on one side happens on the other. It won't keep free spinning, which is nice. It has a little stopper right there. Like I said, this is a 27mm base. So if you're gonna throw it on a dual battery mod or something like that, I would definitely put it on there first before purchasing to make sure you don't have any like really nasty overhang or whatever like that. But speaking of airflow, and let's see how this sounds here. So what I've come to figure out is both of these have actually really smooth airflow. So let's just see if you can hear here. So it's not too loud. I'm going to put this dual back in this guy here, and we'll see what it sounds like here. As soon as I get this damn thing together. Alright, screw it in. So putting it back together, you want to make sure here, I'm just going to grab mine because it's right here. Alright, so like that, and listen to the airflow versus the single. Not too loud, but anyway, as for flavor, this thing puts out a very good amount of flavor. I'm pleasantly surprised. Smok really stepped up their game with this, and let's just it says it goes up to 160 on the dual coil, so let's just give it a rip at 160 here. There's 160. It does say best at 120, but why not? All right, so 160. Yeah, that thing is a cloud chucker. If you're a big fan of using RDAs, but you're getting tired of them and you want to make massive clouds and you want to get really good flavor, this is very good from Smok. I mean, some of their other tanks in the past haven't been the best flavor longevity wise. I've been using this tank for about a week. I'm still on the same double mesh coil here. So here's 120. Again, I'm gonna chain rip this. And what are we vaping on today? Mama's e-liquid banana nut swirl. This stuff is fantastic. If you haven't tried any of Mama's e-liquids, they make a bunch of fantastic dessert flavors: banana nut swirl, blackberry, blueberry cheesecake, key lime pie, honey O's, fruity O's, pumpkin pie, coconut cream pie, apple pie. I mean, any kind of pie pretty much, except for cherry pie, I think. But yeah, so let's just rip this at 120. See how many times we can rip it. This thing wicks very good, so I've yet to have a burnt hit on this. Obviously, this is a giant tank, so let's give it a rip here. This thing just makes massive clouds. That's 4 so far. Six, 7. Still no signs of a dry hit or burnt hit. So that's 8 at 120. So when I first heard about the TFV16 going up to 160 watts on a dual mesh coil, I was like, no effing way. But I ripped it at 160, 140. I like it at 120. 120 is actually not a very hot vape. It's actually pretty smooth. It's very smooth actually, and the flavor, again, coming from Smok, they really stepped up their game with these coils, and this thing wicks like a champ. Let's take another couple of rips here. Yeah, that's 10 rips in like a minute or so, and no issue at all. As for the tank, you know, it's not the ugliest thing in the world. It's not the prettiest. It does have some nice knurling here for the airflow, and on top, I do like the drip tip that comes with it. It provides enough airflow. It's pretty comfortable. Yeah, this thing pounds. If you're looking for a tank that's gonna put out massive clouds and very good flavor, the new Smok TFV16 is not too shabby. I would definitely, you know, put this in flavor-wise and cloud production with the FIRELUKE 2, the Falcon. Longevity, I've had this in for a week, no issue. The flavor is still good. Honestly, I think it's a great tank for coming from Smok, because some of their tanks in the past, coils go bad really quick, but this one has, I've been ripping this thing all week, and it is not terrible. It's pretty hard for me to say a Smok tank is fantastic, but this is as fantastic as they've ever put out yet so far to date. So I'm Johnny Clouds signing off. Everyone keep on vaping, and we're almost at 300 subscribers. Woohoo, it's 300, but you know, click the like button and subscribe if you want to see some future videos, and come check out some other videos that I have in the links below. But build safe, keep on vaping, and have a fantastic day.